Hello and welcome back to the Pride FT. The FT stands for Football Thoughts. We're back off of a 1-1 draw with Liverpool for the first game of the season. I am joined by my illustrious co-host Bo. Bo, what's your reaction on that game? What's your initial thoughts?
Wow, what a pulsating affair, I must say. Proper peak Premier League action. Just unbelievable back to front football. Both teams
Back to
having loads of
front.
back to front. Both teams having good chances. Full of tackles and running and battles and yellow cards, efforts on goal, headers, big shoulder barges, good blocks. It really kind of had everything. And
It
I'm
was the
feeling
Premier League, wasn't it?
it was peak Premier League ball, and I'm feeling and it's left me feeling, dare I say it, with a slight tinge of hope.
Ooh, okay,
Ooh, how
okay.
did it make you
So,
feel?
uh, you know what? A bit sameish. So like when we before we scored the goal, right? We'll go off that. So before we scored the goal, we was 1-0 down as well. We
Yes.
just seemed to just not do anything. I don't know what it was. I don't like the defense wasn't marking properly. I've noted this down. We had sloppy marking within the first 3 minutes of the game. We were sloppy marking. We was feeling rushed at the back. No one was settling in like too quick, like too slowly, if that makes sense. And it just seemed a very very rushed. But then as soon as we got that goal, it was different levels. So
Mm.
let's just go through first half quick. So
Yeah.
obviously I said like sloppy marking in the beginning. Chukwuemeka with that stupid high tackle into
Yeah.
the chest of whoever
Got
it
booked quite
was.
early on. Yeah.
Um,
Canate.
what was the point of that? What was the point of that? That was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't say nothing more. It was just
Yeah.
stupid,
It
basically.
was idiotic because he's came in with a flying volley or a flying kick,
Yeah.
and it's like you're never going to get that in a million years. You
No.
was not going to get that. He had time to retract his leg, and he just didn't. I
Yeah.
think stupid yellow card, but we move. There was a few stupid yellow cards. Um, I put susceptible to the counter. So I noticed
Mm.
this often. I think you probably did as well.
Yeah.
Like every time there was a counter, I was shitting bricks.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Our defensive shape definitely looked a bit wayward. I mean, it seemed very easy for them, was didn't it, to like just literally pass straight through everyone
Yeah,
and then basically be through on goal,
yeah,
or kind of getting to the edge of the box with like
like one on one. It's
yeah, one
freaking
on one
nuts.
effectively, and that was making me definitely quite nervous, and I think the whole team seemed maybe a bit nervous at the beginning. I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe like last season was so bad, and there was kind of a hangover from that,
so
like
much pressure.
yeah, not. I mean, at one point the commentator said we hadn't won a home game at Stamford Bridge since like the 8th
Bournemouth.
of March or something, like
Yeah, it was
March,
at
ages
Bournemouth or
ago.
something.
So maybe there's just a bit of that kind of unsureness. Everyone wasn't sure, and you're right. I mean, and it started with a really what looked like quite a nervy and unsure beginning, and then
Yeah,
obviously, yeah, they hit Salah hits the crossbar, and you
yeah.
think, oh god, we're in trouble because
Oh mate,
everyone is
honestly,
looking really nervous.
yeah. And Salah, obviously composed as you like. He
Yeah,
looked all right. Not his best game,
no,
but he looked okay. Jackson, you know what? He started off really good.
yeah.
I think he sort of like went a bit. I'm going to use your word from earlier, a little bit wayward. Towards the end, but Jackson overall really good, sort of out the gate.
I'm yeah, I'm really
Um, I,
impressed with him.
I'm really impressed, but there was no finish, and he had a good couple chances where I was like, if that was in Kunku, that's in the back of the net, It was one of
Yes,
those.
yeah, yeah. I guess
Um,
the downside of Jackson still being quite young is that
yeah,
maybe that'll be a part of his game that will maybe come more clinical or decisiveness. There definitely were shades of oh god, here we go again. Like we've got
yeah.
attackers who still can't score
I
when we
I
need them
got that
to,
exact same feeling.
which made me feel a bit sick. But one thing I liked about Jackson was for the whole game, he gave Kanate and Van Dijk the runaround, and he
Oh
was
yeah,
quicker than them, and he was stronger than them,
yeah. More
and he was
technical,
constantly moving and getting
amazing.
involved, and just an absolute. And I don't want to be that guy to bring him
Yeah,
up straight away, but a far cry from Havertz. A
Oh,
far cry from the striker that we used
mate,
to know,
honestly,
who
night
would
and
hide
day.
away from the challenge. He would hide away from the challenge,
Yep.
and Nico Jackson never did. At one point, he bloody dropped back into bloody like CDM because
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Conor Gallagher had gone on a late run into the box. So
I love that. I love that.
I really liked seeing what he brought with us today, and I swear down if Nkunku was in this game, I'm sure we would have won it.
Oh,
Um,
mate, honestly.
but anyway, obviously then, yeah, so Diaz gets their first goal in the 18th
Yeah.
minute, and our
Two
kind of
seconds. Hang
defensive,
on. Hang
yeah,
on. Sorry. Can we just shout out to Jackson's nuts?
oh yeah, he's all
Right.
right. The
I
poor
am
bloke,
sorry.
he's all right. Yeah, I
So,
apologise.
mate, I felt that in my
Yeah,
veins.
yeah, yeah.
That was
I thought he'd
horrible.
pulled it. I thought he'd pulled a groin, but no,
It's got
it's not
kicked
too
in the
bad.
bollocks.
Oh no, he's all right. He's all right. So yeah,
Go on.
Diaz goal,
Yeah.
18th minute.
Shocking.
I noticed it. Yeah, the defensive line was all over the place. Reece James saw Diaz making the run behind him and didn't go with him. And then
Yep.
Disasi looked a bit slow to react as well,
Yep.
and almost was unsure about where he was supposed to be. And really, a lovely pass from Salah
Yeah.
that enabled Diaz to kind
It
of
was
tap
a
in at the
great
back post.
pass.
It was an unbelievable pass.
Yeah.
So
And then Sanchez was in the fucking Maldives, I think.
Sanchez, yeah, looked a bit weird. As this video goes on, we'll obviously talk more about him, but definitely didn't look like he was super set in the right spot for that
His
goal,
positioning
particularly.
for that goal was terrible.
Yeah.
And it just looked like we've had another Kepa, like another, just, he can't reach anything because he's short. But anyway.
Well, that's the thing, though. He's not short, so that just looked like bad positioning.
Just bad positioning. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, when they're like proper outstretched and they still miss it, you're like, why are you, a bloody T Rex?
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously they got the goal, and
Yeah.
then we had a penalty call, but it was like it should have been a penalty. There was a foul on Chilwell, and I was just like, Anthony Taylor, man, as the ref was just.
Yeah.
I told you, didn't I? I said it'd be yellow cards and everything everywhere, and
Yeah,
it was.
no.
But
Yeah.
it was a joke. Some of his calls was a joke.
Well, they
some
always
of them
are. They, they
yeah,
always
some of
are.
them obviously were like okay, but he gets like all it is a ref, right? Is just a VAR in your ear now. There's no point. It was just painful to watch at times with our attacking, as you said earlier. It was like reminiscent. Then Enzo got a yellow.
Yeah.
A stupid sort of like he didn't headbutt him, but it looked like it did. It was like a sort of thing.
They had a bit
And that was a yellow. Again, unnecessary. What's the point? I don't get it. And then we got Diassi debut goal. What do you reckon of this?
Well, great goal, but we have to say as well, not long before that, they had a goal also called out for VAR.
Oh yeah, they did. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
So
did,
obviously
Sorry.
Salah was slipped through, and it looked way too easy.
Yeah.
And quite disconcerting, but he was offside. And one thing and the reason why I really didn't want to miss it was because, again, Sanchez looked absolutely pointless. As Salah was running towards him, the bloke was just like that.
Yeah,
and then he didn't even dive, or he didn't even make Salah make a difficult decision.
Yeah.
It looked pretty poor. He didn't come out quickly. He didn't make himself big enough. That made me feel quite nervous and quite worried. And then, yes, obviously, Disasi goal, not long after that, from a set piece, came out to Chilwell on the edge. He looped the header back in.
Yeah.
Nobody in Liverpool was really paying attention, and Disasi was there to sweep it home. And I feel great for him. You know what? A good goal.
Yeah.
He didn't get the cleanest contact, but he didn't have to. Really happy for him. That almost looked like it gave him confidence, to be honest, because for the rest of the game, he looked really assured. With some lovely passing. There was one bloody diagonal he did all the way out to Chilwell, which was a laser beam, a fucking laser beam of a pass.
Enzo-esque.
Enzo-esque, yeah. So really happy for him to come in and get his goal.
Yeah, great goal.
Yeah.
Great positioning. Unlike Sanchez.
Just alert and aware.
And then we had Chilwell goal that got disallowed.
Yeah.
It was very tight. It was a very tight offside.
It was tight. Yeah, it was.
If there was no VAR, that's onside. To be fair, but you know what?
But same thing with the Salah goal as well. Same thing with the Salah goal.
Taken, and I noticed he was cool, calm, and collected in that box.
Yeah,
he did not fret like what we saw Mudryk do in the later stages of the game. He did not fret. He just went around the keeper, cool as you like.
Yeah.
But it got fingied, called off. So it was 1-1 at this point, and we started giving it some. We
We
started
did.
going
Yeah,
for it.
that last, what, 15, 20 minutes or so, we
Yeah,
were doing them in.
it was amazing for that. Yeah, so the last bit of that, the first half even, there was a Jackson miss.
Yeah,
James sort of like little cross in, and
yeah,
Jackson. I don't know what was going through his head, but
yeah,
it's gone into the clouds, and he's laid on the floor with his hands over his face, so he knows what he done wrong. But
yeah.
it
Well,
was
definitely
it
a
was
big
promising.
function. A big function of that last 15 minutes was unbelievable combo stuff from Raheem and James down the right wing,
Yeah,
who combined really nicely. And obviously, yeah, that chance was because of that. And yeah, unfortunately, he did sky it. Kind
yeah,
of leaned back a bit. I don't know if you noticed before we move on to the second half.
yeah.
Did you notice how quiet the broadcast was? Like, did it? The atmosphere seemed very, very, very quiet.
Right, I've got a bone to pick
And
here.
I
Right?
mean, like, I've watched thousands of games. I don't even normally hear the crowd noise anymore.
Yeah,
But it seemed unbelievable. It literally, I thought, am I watching Wimbledon? It's
I
so
thought
quiet.
I thought exactly the same. Right? I thought so. So there's like this thing where if you play in Anfield, obviously it was in Stamford Bridge, but if you
Yeah,
play in Anfield, they turn off the away mics,
yeah,
and you can hear the Liverpool crowd more. That's
yeah,
the whole running thing.
yeah,
I think they've done exactly the same, but the other way round, because
yeah,
all I was hearing was Liverpool fans,
yeah,
and then in the background it would be like Chelsea,
yeah,
Chelsea,
yeah.
Chelsea.
Literally in
I'm
my
like,
notes.
where's our fans, bro?
Yeah, I know. In my notes, I
No
was
one's
like,
singing.
I said, atmosphere is terrible, unbelievably tight, quiet. Sounds like a tennis match.
Yeah,
And then I said, and then I thought, well, maybe, yeah, an FX mic is broken
yeah,
because, like, or they've turned it off because
yeah,
it was literally, I couldn't believe how quiet it was. I thought this can't be right. Like the first home game of the season against
yeah.
Liverpool, surely our season ticket holders aren't going to be that quiet.
Honestly,
It seems
I
to me
mean,
like they left the mics on at the tourist stand. You know what I mean,
yeah,
where all the
yeah.
tourists
That's what it
sit,
was. Yeah, yeah.
and turned it off with the season ticket stand.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, and you could really tell. Like, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was different. Obviously, when you're there, it's different. But to us at home, it was very weird.
Yeah.
And I thought, is one of the mics broken? Have they turned it down on purpose for a bit of Liverpool propaganda, as they
Yeah,
do?
probably. I'm going with
So
that. I'm going with
you
that.
know,
Liverpool
it's
propaganda as
ridiculous.
always.
Yeah, always. Second half, Jackson nutshot that we went on. I
Yeah,
literally
we
put
touched on
Jackson
that.
nutshot with one of those things. So yeah,
Ooh.
oh
That
god,
needs to be in the
it was
thumbnail.
it was
Jackson.
bad. It was
Ooh.
bad. Yeah, good pressure, but no end result in the first sort of like
Mm.
15 minutes. I wrote down. It was just like it was just reminiscent of last season. That's all it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, we looked a bit dodgy, can't lie. Again, we started out the second half a bit weird.
Yeah,
Gallagher got dispossessed right after half time by Szoboszlai and created a dangerous position. Thiago Silva made a dodgy pass that put us in danger.
yep,
At one point, Gallagher had to make an unbelievable recovery tackle
yeah,
to
yeah,
stop a Liverpool break. That was in the 54th minute. But before that, though, Chile had a really good opportunity. He took a poor touch, and Alisson was able to save it. Alisson, by the way, I mean, this is the difference between a decent keeper and a great keeper.
yeah,
He had a fantastic game. He kept them in it, to be honest, because we had opportunities where he's just an unbelievable keeper, man. Like
yeah.
he has no weakness to his game. It's actually
He's
unbelievable.
really good.
But yeah, no, we looked a bit weird, and then we grew into it. To be honest, again towards the end of the game,
Again, yeah, yeah,
again the same kind of thing. Chile was seeing a lot of the ball. He didn't really look up to his normal standard. I don't know if you thought. To me, his touch looked a bit loose. He looked a bit
yeah. He
not
looks a
quite
bit
sure about
slow.
himself. Yeah, do you reckon?
Yeah, because
He-
when he was getting them through balls, he was missing a lot of them.
yeah,
Or
yeah, maybe.
Trent was beating into them. I'm like,
Yeah,
normally Chile's faster than this. I
yeah,
don't know what.
yeah.
Maybe he just didn't have a coffee beforehand or
Well, funny
something. But
enough, I saw Chelsea youth tweet like really these first few games of the season are the actual preseason
yeah,
because actually if you think about it, a lot of these players haven't played obviously every minute.
no,
And the minutes they have played is in non-competitive environments with dodgy pitches where they don't want to
yeah,
get injured.
exactly.
So they're not really giving it everything they've got, and this is the time to do it. So
Yeah,
maybe it's just a case of he was out injured for a long time, and he just has to work himself back to what we know he can be.
yeah,
Obviously, by this point, let's say about 65, 70 minutes in, Enzo, generational talent Fernandez, absolutely took over the game.
yeah,
unbelievable spatial awareness and dribbling. The
Outrageous.
amount of times that people were pressing him, and he was like, "No, I'll just flick it away from you, no problem."
Yeah.
You know, he's not like the most athletically gifted player. He's actually got a pretty good engine, but like he doesn't look like he's
very
fast.
technical.
Not as bad as Jorginho, obviously, but oh my word, his touch and he just knows where everyone is at every point, and his passing.
Technicality was, you know what? Actually, it was Kante-esque.
Kante-esque, yeah, it really
because
was.
It was just everywhere, all at once.
Yeah,
and it was just like you saw him slipping people all the time.
Yeah,
just slipping,
exactly, slipping people through, and that's what he's so good at. His passing and his vision's unbelievable. And what I like about it is that clearly, idiot Potter and somewhat of an idiot Lampard thought, oh, we'll play this guy deep. You know what I mean? We'll have him deep and just spraying balls.
Yeah.
Look at when you let him off the leash and you let him get involved in all aspects of that play. You know, from deep and making unbelievable long passes.
He was doing everything. He was
doing everything. He was honestly fantastic, and I was so buzzing to see what he can do for the whole season.
Yeah.
Because you know he had good passes that probably could have been assists. I was just waiting for him to like. You know, get an edge of the box curler, top bins, but I'm sure we'll see it at some point.
Well, he nearly scored in the first half as well, didn't he? So
yeah, exactly. He had a decent.
James came off for Gusto.
Oh man, very concerning. Very concerning. I don't know. Obviously, we don't know what it is. Maybe in the post match we'll get a bit more information. But to see James go off like that, it just makes me nervous, bro.
And let me just add on to that. Chile came off like that as well.
Chile did come off as well. At the time I didn't see it as like an injury thing. Was he limping a bit? I'm hoping that was just a knock, a kind of general knock that you get with such a crazy game. But yeah, no, really concerning to see James go off again with an injury. This is not the thing.
You can't have a captain like that. I'm sorry.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Enzo, mate, needs to be a captain, but he needs to learn English first. But like, if it, you need someone who's just constantly there, constantly on. Yeah, maybe a goalkeeper or something. Because at this rate, he can't be a captain if you're constantly injured.
No, I know, and he was so good as well. He really was really good.
Yeah.
And so
always
just
is.
Always is. Yeah, exactly. When he's there, he's good. So it was a real shame to see him go off. Not long after that, then about 4 or 5 minutes after that, we got Chukwuemeka and Sterling go off for Mudryk and Martin. Chukwuemeka, I think, looked pretty good. He dribbled quite nicely. He combined quite nicely.
In the first 10 minutes of the game, he was shaky warrior. He was okay. He had a good game. He had a good game. After that,
I think
that
so.
yellow card put a taint on it.
Maybe. But again, though, for a 20 for a 19, 20-year-old to start his first Premier League game against Liverpool, literally didn't look like he was out of place at all. So kudos to him. Obviously, Sterling goes off. Had a poor first 25 minutes, 20 minutes.
I thought he was shit for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, he got better definitely until he went off. Having said that, even when he was playing well, when he was combining nice with James, it was more just like moving a little bit. Popping the ball off to James.
But the thing
it wasn't him making the decisive movements.
Off to James. He wasn't releasing soon enough.
No, you're right. So many times I saw him and I was getting frustrated that he held onto the ball for so long. I even said it in one of my notes. I said, like, Sterling needs to realise that at this point of his career, he is not a ball dominant player. Like, he's not a Hazard. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't do enough with the ball for him to warrant holding onto it so much. So you may as well, where you're at your best is your quick acceleration, quick 1-2s with James or whoever's out there, and moving and hopefully combining for stuff. But quite disappointing.
You know what? I'll
say
that about Maatsen as well. Maatsen and Mudryk come on, they're the little 1-2 thing.
Yeah,
very fast, the both of them.
Yeah,
Mudryk's calling for it from the halfway line. Yeah, so that like he's just in front of him, sort of thing. I'm like, lay it off now. Let Mudryk run. If he wants to run, let that bloody cheater run. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he is fast as fuck. And he's kept onto the ball all the way until like the 18-yard box, and then laid it off. It's too late. It's too late. What are you doing? You're at that speed. You can't do nothing.
Oh,
it's ridiculous. So I think that's just a bit of inexperience, honestly.
Yeah, hopefully. Obviously, Sanchez. Yeah. Sorry. Obviously, Sanchez makes a bit of a horror pass towards the end as well. His passing is not looking pretty good, and I think we need to kind of limit that. I don't know. I don't really know if he was actually brought in to be the number one guy. Hopefully not.
Where the fuck is Kepa? Has he gone on loan to Real Madrid?
He is going. He is going. Yeah, that's why he's not there. He is going. And by the way, this is not me saying that Kepa is good at passing, because I think his passing is way overrated. But Sanchez, he didn't fill me with joy. He didn't fill me with confidence that first half. The only thing I thought that looks good, or that's not something we've had with Kepa, is at one point he plucked a ball out from a corner.
I was gonna
really
say
well,
that.
and I was like, "That's fair enough." Yeah, it was right at the end, and I thought, "Fair enough, do that. That's great."
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Exactly. And then right at the end, they had a good chance by who was it? Nunes took a shot, and Ugachukwu, who came on for his debut.
His first touch of the ball.
His first touch, decent block, but it was close. And then we had an unbelievable breakaway chance right at the end. And Mudryk took it round the keeper, but went too far.
Yeah, so that was the one I was on about. So Matson didn't lay it off quick enough.
Yeah.
So then Mudryk's got the ball, but he's already at full pace. So you can't do that. You got to follow the ball. Ball's going that fast. Yeah. So it's like you're already at full pace. He should have, if he just got that ball off 10 yards earlier.
He would have had space to get his feet sorted. And
easy, bruv. Yeah. But it was too fast, and I think that's just one, inexperience. Two, you've come on at the end of a riveting sort of game against Liverpool, and you're like, oh, I'll keep the ball, I'll do it. It's a team game. Lay it off quicker. Or he had Nicholas Jackson in the middle as well, so he had options, and he didn't take any in an appropriate amount of time. But so overall,
then, let's sum up.
Leader of the pack.
Leader of the pack, Enzo, easily, without doubt.
It was.
So
it
simple.
Definitely was. Absolute GOAT. What a fucking player. And I won't have anyone say any of it.
No, definitely not. Worth every penny. How does this make you feel then, start of the season? I feel positive.
Optimistic.
Optimistic is a good word, definitely.
If we played that good against Liverpool, who is arguably top 3 teams, top 4, sorry.
Yeah.
If we're playing that good against them, and we got West Ham next week. We should be smashing West Ham.
Another Sunday at 4:30, which is weird because we don't have European. I don't know what that's all about, but okay, that's fine by me. I don't mind it. I don't mind a Sunday afternoon.
No, same. So I think if we're playing that well against Liverpool, and we come in with the same energy and the same sort of try and get settled in much quicker, because it was taking 15-20 minutes to get settled in. But if we can settle in within the first few minutes, like 5 minutes, mate, we're golden. And
we're laughing.
I think against West Ham, it's game on.
Yeah. No. So I mean, really, I'm good first Premier League game for Jackson. Good first Premier League game for Disasi. Enzo looks great. So many players actually played well, whereas last season everyone was playing badly.
I've only got one qualm, and that's Sanchez.
Yeah, me too. Basically, the only new guy who I think that's not really an upgrade on what we had before. Is Sanchez. So we'll have to keep an eye on him, and hopefully he's not too boggy for the rest of the season.
But I'm happy with a draw.
No, me too. Me too. Yeah, me too.
Mohamed Salah didn't score for the first time in 7 opening games. So we've ruined that streak. So get fucked.
Go
on. What was you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say. I don't know what I was gonna say. I just think I'm happy. Good first start. We're sitting 10th. As you said, we've got West Ham next weekend. We are at the London Stadium. You know what? I'm back in the frame of mind that we can
actually do stuff,
and I'm excited to watch football again.
Yeah.
And if you look at our next fixtures, West Ham, Luton, Wimbledon, Forest, Bournemouth, Aston Villa. Up until Aston Villa, they're all very winnable games. So I'm excited to see us get a nice run of form.
Yeah, it's exciting football to watch as well. So it's not boring, controlling thing. Well, don't say hang on. Touch wood. Right, that'll be all from us. We'll catch you in a little podcast on Friday with all your transfer news and I don't know, post-match analysis, I guess, again. But we'll catch you in the podcast, and then we've got West Ham on Sunday, so look forward to that. So that's me. I've been Clark. My illustrious co-host has been Bo, and as always, up the show. See ya.